Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, today's my little girl's birthday, Tegan. She's 9 years old. And I put a message up on the community post picture of her yesterday, and a lot of you guys had sent her some birthday money and stuff like that. I just dropped Tegan off back at, her mom's house after having her for the weekend. And she wanted me to thank you guys for everything you did, and she was over the moon. And one of my subscribers, Miss Independent, shout out Miss Independent, sent her a gift, which was a surprise to all of us. And she really was appreciative. I wanted to tell you guys that. And I'm gonna talk about a story I seen last night, man. It just take your breath out your body when you see how evil some people can be, or how lost in their emotions they are when it comes to dealing with a significant other. This man you see up here, this 20-year-old man, is Justin Golden of Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out Duval County. This guy right here is currently arrested. And I don't even know what his charge. Yeah, he's charged with aggravated manslaughter and vehicular homicide. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, Mr. Golden, at 20 years old, supposedly got into a fight with a woman in a car at a stoplight. They start acting a fool inside the car. He jumps out the car, goes and takes an 8-month-old baby out of the car. Don't know if the baby was his or not. Pulls the baby out of the car. Girl gets out of the car. This guy drives away and runs over the 8-month-old baby, killing it in the process. Take a look at the story, and we're going to come back and talk about a couple of things.
Baby is dead after being struck by a vehicle on the city's north side. This is video of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office cleaning up the scene today. Police say it happened here at the intersection of McDuff Avenue and Lenox Avenue in the Lackawanna neighborhood just before 11 a.m. JSO reports a driver stopped at the intersection and placed the 8-month-old on the ground. When he drove off, the vehicle struck the baby.
Jacksonville Fire Rescue took the baby to the hospital, where the infant has been confirmed dead. News4Jax reporter Khalil Maycock joins us live from the Lackawanna area where this tragedy happened. Khalil, police know who the driver is?
Janice, police say they are speaking with that driver. And earlier, they mentioned that the parents, or rather the mom and the woman and man who were in that car, are believed to be parents of that 8-month-old, but that's something they say they are still working to confirm. Now, I did speak with a man who works across the street, and he said he heard the aftermath of all of this. He said when he walked out of his door, he saw that there was a woman who was standing in this area, and she was holding that 8-month-old that looked visibly injured. So this is video from the scene earlier today. The area was blocked off as police were investigating. According to JSO, this incident happened before 11 this morning. Police say an adult man, woman, and an 8-month-old were in the car when a fight between the driver and passenger began. The driver stopped the car at the intersection, opened the door, and placed the 8-month-old on the ground. The driver got back in the car, drove off, hitting the child with the car. Jacksonville Fire and Rescue took that child to the hospital where the baby died. I spoke with a man who saw the aftermath of what happened, and he says this was heartbreaking, especially since he has children. What was it like as a father to see a baby bleeding in the middle of a street?
I mean, it hurt. I mean, I literally got on the phone and I tried calling my daughter, they didn't pick up, and I text them to tell them I love them and just to ask them where. So it hurts because it's affect anything part of the community. Like.
And back out here live, I did reach out to JSO asking if they could tell me what the gender of that child was, and if they can consider what happened intentional, and if they know when charges will be filed. When I get any more information, I will keep you updated, and you can go to news4jax.com for those updates and watch us here as well. Reporting live, Khalil Maycock, Channel 4, the local station.
New at 11, a man arrested after police say he ran over a baby on Jacksonville's west side. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Riley Phillips. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says 20-year-old Justin Golden placed an 8-month-old in the road while stopped at the intersection of McDuff and Lenox Avenue, then hit the child while driving away. Our Zach Wilcox joins us live now from that intersection. And Zach, several people saw this all happen.
Yeah, Riley, you can see that there are businesses around here, and it's right off of I-10, and you basically explained what happened here. According to police, they just stopped at this intersection. There was some sort of fight going on inside of the car between the driver and a woman in the passenger seat. The man put the baby on the ground and then ran it over as he left this intersection. We talked with the owner of a barber shop here who caught the tail end of this, who mentioned to us he cannot imagine what kind of fight could have been going on inside of that car that would have resulted in this kind of reaction.
I had a customer that was out front, and she kind of witnessed the telling of it. And based on her, excitement or scream, was able to go outside.
Markin Barnes couldn't believe what he saw next when he walked out of his barbershop, show off cuts.
And see the young lady standing to the right was on the curb, holding the baby that was bleeding. And we asked her, was she okay? But the firefighters and the ambulance was on its way. And my customer pulled to the back. She was kind of distorted, so I went back and talked to her.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says 20-year-old Justin Golden was arguing with a woman in the passenger seat while driving a car when he approached the intersection of McDuff and Lenox Avenues. They say he opened the door, put an 8-month-old baby on the ground, and ran it over. First responders took the baby to the hospital, but he was pronounced dead.
Now I'm finding out the details even worse. Just the screaming, just the people that consoling her, and you could tell they really were tragic. Especially with a kid being that young.
JSO investigators found Golden in his car shortly after the incident and took him into custody. Barnes says, as a parent himself, seeing it unfold in front of his shop hits hard.
It hit home, anything dealing with kids and the youth, we take very serious.
And JSO says Golden faces a aggravated manslaughter of a child charge as well as vehicular homicide. On the west side, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News.
That's the sad news of what happened to this young 8-month-old baby. Said it was a boy. Still don't know if it's his kid or not. Either way, something you don't do as a man. And my situation, the situation with me thinking, looking at this, it's a big disconnect in just how relationships are nowadays. And just how a lot of guys, and I don't know who's wrong or who's right in this, a lot of guys can't detach themselves from matching the enemy of the energy of somebody that they're in conflict with, whether it's a male or a female. Don't know. For all we know, she could have attacked him in the car. But I do know this, a toxic relationship brings toxic circumstances, and you never win as a man when you try to match the emotional intensity of a woman. You will lose every time. Men, we know, we can't argue with them, we can't this, we can't that. They'll out-talk you, and sometimes have your head spinning when you're talking to them. But I mean, this right here is crazy as hell. It was a baby in the car, and you're physically fighting each other. Seriously. That say a lot. Say a lot about, people argue because they're trying to prove points. But when it becomes physical, that's on a whole nother level of hurt. Guy got out the car. Why ain't that first-degree murder? You did that intentionally. Pulled the baby out the car. They gave this guy a manslaughter charge for now. Baby's dead. Said she grabbed the baby, they brought her inside. Bunch of screaming and stuff. It was bothering the barber. That man trying to run a respectable business. These people fighting in broad daylight, and then he jumps out the car and drives off. On what planet or solar system, on thinking on a level of balance, is that feasible to do? You drove over a baby and then drove off. They had to go find your ass, knowing you did something messed up. You got so angry that every second of every action you were doing, nothing kicked into your mind and said, hey, you know what? This is not a good idea and I'm about to go to jail. But for some odd reason, man, it's like a lot of younger people now and the way they relate to each other, and I don't know what's causing it, has it to where they don't take into account that it's a woman, don't take into account it's a child, don't take into account it is in public. They don't take account in anything. And therefore, we have what? A lot of people with no accountability. And you see it day after day with the stories I do, so on and so forth. The only reality here now that we're left with is you got a dead baby, 20-year-old boy locked up, mother distraught, and a history of craziness that will eventually come out. I'm gonna tell you something. You never know somebody until you either move in with them or have children with them. That's the thing. It's easy to make children, but it takes concentration, patience, and a lot of caring and sacrifice to raise a child. And a lot of people that are irresponsible, unaccountable, immature, and all this other stuff are out here just pushing these babies out in the world and don't have a plan to first. Still want to live their life, but it takes sacrifice to be a parent, and they don't know this. And it's like nobody's teaching them this or telling them this. And the ones that are being told are not listening. And things like this are happening en masse. Babies just getting sacrificed. All because of the silliness of the parents. That's all I'm going to say about it, man. This is, you ran over a baby with a car. Hell, if I got my foot ran over with a car, that would hurt. Let alone an 8-month-old child. Ain't even been here a year and he's dead. Dead. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care.